What's going on, everyone? Welcome back. Today, I'm going to be showcasing one of the most hyper-offensive Pokemon in the entire Go Battle League. This Pokemon has almost no bulk to it, but because of how much damage it has, as well as its incredible pacing, I feel like this Pokemon is always a little bit underrated. That Pokemon, of course, is going to be Shadow Hydreigon. It is a Dark and Dragon-type Pokemon. Now, we did just look at Guzzlord the other day, but Hydreigon is so much more offensive. This Pokemon with Brutal Swing is very quick to reach in charge attacks, Dragon Breath does a lot of damage, and Fly is amazing coverage. I'm going to pair it up with Ninetales as well as Mantine. This team looks like a lot of fun, and I think it's going to be pretty good. But real quick, before we get into the battles, I do want to ask if you're not currently subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. Helps out quite a bit, and I'd really appreciate it. But yeah, let's get into the battles and see what Shadow Hydreigon can do. Okay, Hydreigon into Tinkaton. Great stuff. I'm going to do... well, I was going to do one and swap, but it looks like the game didn't quite want me to do that. But it's fine. We see a Licky in the backline, which that's not great necessarily, but it's still playable for Ninetales, just because I have a lot of good neutral game pressure. The worst thing about it, though, is it's not like Mantine's a great counter to Tinkaton either, so we'll see what happens. And if shields go down here, it's not like I have a ton of play down shields with Hydreigon normally. So we'll see what happens. They're at 6, so they have another Body Slam ready. Oh, wow, that is not what I was expecting them to do. They instantly throw the Body Slam, so now I know this isn't even potentially a Shadow Ball here. I can let it go and survive. And now, because of the energy that I have, I should get to 2 Weather Balls against them before they're going to be able to get their next Body Slam off. If they let this go, I might even get a farm down. And they do let it go. Do 3 Embers knock out? They don't, but I'll go for the shield KO attempt. If they shield this up and die, that'd be fine by me. But if they no shield, that's also fine. Then I win switch. They don't shield, so they don't want to risk it. But I do have a lot of energy here on Ninetales. We'll see what they bring in. Probably not the Tinkaton. They actually bring the Tinkaton back in? Well, that's fine by me. I wall the energy with my Mantine, technically. The only problem is, obviously, they do have a lot of damage with Gigaton Hammer. They let that go. Why? That's insane to me. I guess they're just sacrificing Tinkaton. Does that mean they have just so much play into Hydreigon that it doesn't even matter? It might. Well, maybe Mantine in the back line is going to close it out for us. Okay. Well, they are at ABA weak to Ninetales, so yeah, it looks like that's not great for us there. But, you know, I honestly might still have some play. I'm going to shield this up. It is an acrobatic, so a good shield by us. And I'm going to go for the fly. I want to get some shields down. If I go for the fly here and get the knockout, that's big. If I go for the fly here and they let it go, that's also fine. Okay, they do shield. 6. Mantine has so much work to do, and I don't know if it's going to be able to. But we'll see. I get a second fly off. And they do double shield, which is probably a smart play, because now they're going to get to 2 acrobatics against Mantine here, I think. They're at 1 right now, so 5 away from the next move. And I'm not sure if I can survive 2 acrobatics. I think they might just have us here. It's going to be close. Actually, I should survive barely. I'm going to go for the instant Water Pulse, because I feel like stab Fairy Winds are going to do more than non-stab Fairy Winds, and if I can knock this out, get more wing attacks into the jump fluff, there might still be play for us. They should get knocked out by like 1 or 2 more wing attacks, and I am just barely still outside of range where I get knocked out by an acrobatics. So keep on farming. We'll see how much damage this does. Come on, Mantine. I know we survived 2 from full HP, but this is going to hurt quite a bit. Acro doesn't quite knock us out here. But, you know, it's down to the wire if a Twister knocks out. Non-stab Twister into a jump fluff from a Mantine. I would love it if it did, but I don't know. It is enough. Dude, okay, we'll take it. That was a remarkably crazy team. Next battle. Hydreigon up against Fearow. Okay, I think this is not a bad lead for us, right? We can at least guarantee a shield advantage for the backline if they want to go down shields, that is. And, like, no matter what, honestly, I do want to just build up energy, because I know 1 Brutal Swing from full HP doesn't quite knock them out, so I might as well Dragon Breath them into range where it would be enough before I throw. Actually switch out into a Licky. Looks like I'm getting the breakpoint here, which is pretty nice. Doing a lot of fast move pressure just with Dragon Breaths. And I'm not that scared of Fearow on my team. I'm actually more scared of Licky than anything. That does so much damage. They throw instantly. Okay, I mean, that's a bold play, but it works out because I didn't have anything to catch this on. I'm actually just going to shield this up, though. Because at this point, my Hydreigon is putting in quite a bit of work against them. And I should be able to just leverage a lot of energy against them later on this game. They do let that go even. Wow. Interesting. They are sacrificing that completely. I wonder if it's like triple normal. There could be a Diggersby in the back line. We'll see if that's the case, though. They instantly threw with that Furo, then they swapped out. Okay, it's not. It's actually a Quagsire in the back line. 5. Let's see if we get a shield here. You know, I've seen every variation of Quagsire moveset recently, so I'm not sure what this one's going to be running. But we get a second move off, so that is pretty nice, at least. We're getting close to Aqua Tail range, though, which could be kind of scary. You see a no-shield here makes sense. 8. Okay. We'll see if they go for the Aqua Tail. I feel like that's the right play for them. They do Aqua Tail, so they're at 4. And they also haven't exposed their moveset just yet. I'm going to come in Mantine and hope they're on Mud Bomb. They throw after 6, though, which doesn't give me a lot of hope here as to what their moveset is. We'll see. It is Stone Edge. Ow, okay. I mean, I have some energy here. And Ninetales probably doesn't get one-shot by a Drill Run, but it's going to be closer than I'd like. Oh, they let that go. Maybe this was a bad swap out by me. We'll see. I didn't expect them to let a move go on this Furo here, but they did. So how much does this do? It hurts, but we don't quite get one shot. If I survive 4 mud shots here, I might still be able to win. Do I survive that next one? I think I barely do, actually. And I should be able to go now for back-to-back Weather Balls. If they have a move and somehow win CMP against us, then at least my Mantine still is around too. Yeah, okay. Just barely we survived that mud shot. Not the best fast move in the game, which is going to bail us out a little bit. Honestly, not a lot of wiggle room for Ninetales with Furo, Quagsire, and Licky Licky, but somehow Ninetales was like the MVP at the end. Hydreigon into Shadow Mightyena. Okay, at least I resist Sucker Punch, but I bet they still add up. Okay, they come in with a Mantine here. Looks like, unfortunately, I got a 1-turn lag to start, so I have to throw just on 9 instead of 10. But, I mean, getting this move off against them is going to put them down so low if they let it through. Yeah, I mean, now they're just in 1 Twister range, and I should be able to leverage a lot of energy with my own Mantine into the backline. I've seen recently, like, a lot of Tinkaton Mightyena cores, so I wouldn't be surprised if that's the case. But, I mean, if that is the case, I need to keep Switch. But if that is the case, I RPS them if I do. Like, they just lose so hard if that's the team in the backline. Yeah, these Twisters just bounce right off of us. And since we're going to have so much energy for the backline, and Mightyena is not a bulky Pokemon on its own, I can just go for the Twister here. Spam out Twisters into that Mightyena. At least we should get to 2, right? I think we'll get to a second Twister against the Mightyena for sure. Unless they throw energy against us. 3. We'll see. I'm going to go for the instant bait right when I get the Water Pulse. Maybe we get a shield with this. We actually do. Okay. I think I'm 3 away from my next move, so we should survive the Sucker Punches just barely. They're at 6. They're at 7 right now. Okay. But at least we land not only a Twister to get a shield, but also just a lot of good chip damage after the fact. They do let that one go. They're at 7 right now, so 5 away from back-to-back Poison Fangs. They probably throw instantly. Yeah, it makes sense. They want to get his shield back if possible. And at this point, I might as well shield this up. I think that Hydreigon plus Ninetales is a really good core, so we'll see what's in the backline. And look at that! We actually just called how hard we were going to RPS them, so I love to see that. I don't think they have much play here, I'll be honest. Bulldoze, while it is super effective, is a very bad move. Even with debuffs, it's not going to do much to us. And just landing 1 Weather Ball here is going to put them into Ember Down range. They get a debuff because they are very good at this game. But now I can just go straight for the Weather Ball. I'll do the back-to-back, and if they shield, then I can consider shielding. And if they no shield, then we should just get another Weather Ball into the Mightyena, and then we can get a Brutal Swing against them too, so I believe we're fine. Yeah, they just top left. GG's. All right, next battle. We'll be seeing something. Will we see anything? Uh-oh. I just got a loss. That sucks. All right, well, next opponent. Hydreigon into Shadow Marowak. Who uses this thing still? I guess they do. Okay, you can't safe swap that anymore. What are you doing, trainer? Is it Carbink in the back? I'm starting to think it's probably just Carbink in the back. I'm going to shield this up, actually. They probably go for... Oh, they Sand Tomb. Okay, I thought they might be going for a Rock Tomb against us. But, like, I can do a lot of damage to that Marowak here, just with my Ninetales. And if it is a fast move beatdown team, then I need to have as much HP remaining as possible. Yeah, they do let that go. What's going to come in? It's the Bink. Okay, well, if they let me get Energy Balls into them, that's actually kind of big. I don't have a great way of dealing with Carbink. So I wouldn't mind just landing real damage against them. They do let that go. 6. Okay. Is this crazy to think that I should bring in my Hydreigon here? Because I think I'm going to. Especially if they let that go, yeah. 7. Because I can just shield up an attack here. 9. Alright. And Rock Throws, they don't do that much to us. I mean, they do, but not as much as they'd probably want. Okay, and we can get to 2 Brutal Swings here, too. I think we're still in a playable position despite the Carbink, just because they decided to take as much chip damage as they did. They do let that go. 4, okay. This game's gonna get weird. Do they shield this up? They do, so that should be game over now. We'll take a Rock Slide, but they're not gonna get to a second one. Get wrecked. Alright, Hydreigon into Shadow Pidgeot. Ooh, okay. I don't really like this Pokemon with the fast move pressure it has. They go for just the Gusts here. I'm already at half HP, which is insane, but that's what Pidgeot does. I'm going to go for the play here where I go, oh. Well, that's not exactly what I was expecting them to do. I thought they were going to just, like, go for the Gust damage and at least bait a Brave Bird, but they just go straight Air Cutter here. Well, I guess that's because it knocks us out. You know, fair play. Ninetales can come in, though. Wow, well, that is not something that wants to be here. Okay. Goodbye, Seismitoad, probably. They might shield this up, I guess, but I don't know if that's the play. Yeah, they do shield, and I wouldn't be surprised to see them bait here, but I'm still going to shield. I think there's really no reason not to. I want to not get one shot if possible. Yeah, they do bait, so they're at 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait, am I wrong here, or is this just 5? Kind of scared now, but I'm going to let it go. They try to CMP us. That makes some sense, actually. Okay, but we get the Energy Ball through anyway. I am -2. Does this still one-shot the Seismitoad? I want it to, but I'm not sure if it does. It does, okay. They probably bring back in Pidgeot because I'm double debuffed and they do survive a move. No matter what, I'm going to bring in Mantine here. I can't really stay in at -2. And Pidgeot, I believe, has... Actually, do they have any energy on that thing? I don't think so. Well, they bring in Quagsire, so they're willing to get one shot on that. That's kind of funny. I think we're still in a really good spot here. Because I can go for the Twister first. And if they have Stone Edge, so be it. That would hurt quite a bit. But I think my Ninetales would just close out the game. And they likely do have that moveset if they're staying in here, right? But I had to clear my debuff on my Ninetales. They're at 1 if they do have Stone Edge. They are on Stone Edge, okay. But they have to go for a second one here. Okay. We'll go for the Water Pulse, try to get a guaranteed knockout. Or if this is not enough and they have to throw energy against us, then we can just go back in Ninetales here and farm down after the fact. Yeah, they have to throw energy. This should be game over. I Ember down, I Energy Ball the Quagsire, and this should just be it. Pidgeot double Mudboy, you know? You think that team would have a lot of play into a Ninetales here, but unfortunately for them, Ninetales is a grass type these days, but not a grass type Pidgeot can beat. GG's. There we go, a 4-1 set. You know, that could have been a 5-0. Who's to say? We had that game that literally just glitched out and gave us an instant loss. So, you know, we'll never know, but we'll take a 4-1. All right, Licky Licky lead. Technically a Pokemon we don't really have an answer to. Wow. They bring in a Shadow Primeape here. I'm glad that I have an instant counter swap into this with a Mantine. The best thing about this is, while they can outpace us to a Rage Fist, Mantine I think is one of the few Pokemon that can actually survive 2 pretty comfortably. Yeah, that does nothing. And I'm not even that good necessarily into the Licky Licky on my entire team, right? So maybe I don't... And what do I want to do here? I don't want to give a farm down over to Licky Licky if I can help it. Now... Or it could be just a second fighter in the backline. Like yesterday I saw a Primate Medicham team. I don't know if that's what this guy would be running. But, like, that's a possibility technically. They come in instantly here. I hope they don't so I can switch out. Okay, well, I can switch out soon enough, I suppose, and save the energy on Mantine. Or, alright. Could be a Shadow Ball coming through. I think I'm going to shield this up just to play it safe. It's a Body Slam, though. Nice bait by them. 2, 3, 4. Okay. I don't necessarily love that they baited us a second ago. If I would have called that, that would have been huge. But I think we're still in a very playable spot. 5, 6. Well, they're at back-to-back Body Slams right now, so what do? Do they just double Body Slam? I'm going to call it and hope for the best. Okay, they do Body Slam here. I'm going to throw instantly because I think they might as well. And they do. Okay, so this Licky Licky is putting quite a bit of work into us. I probably could have played this out better, but I didn't. So, we'll see how this goes. Oh man, I know Hydreigon has, like, no play down shields at this point, but, like, what if it's a Tinkaton? I'm going to shield this up just in case that's what is in the backline. Oh, or Annihilate. Yeah, you know, we were saying it could be that as well. We don't get this CMP here. That's unfortunate. Now I think they probably just win this game, but we'll see what we can do. 8. I'm going to come in instantly Ninetales and hope they throw energy. They don't. It's like I had all this energy on my Mantine, so if they got a little bit antsy, I could have maybe won this one. Double fighting, that was always going to be tricky to deal with. I had a way of maybe dealing with it better if I used my, my Mantine better. All right, next battle. We'll see Hydreigon into Ninetales. That's a pretty good lead matchup, but, I mean, I'm a pretty squishy Pokemon, so it's not even as good as you'd expect it to be. All right, Seeking comes in. Now, I'm going to go just for a chip and dip here, because at this point, I think that my backline is just a lot better into this, and I'm not even that weak to Ninetales on my team. Try to catch a move if I can, but we don't. I would have loved if they went for, like, a Drill Run bait, and I could have caught that on Mantine, but now we're just going to take Icy Winds, which will debuff my attack stat, unfortunately, but it's not going to be the end of the world, because I'm such a bulky Pokemon that this matchup is still pretty bad for them. I can just go straight Twisters here. There could be, like, a Jumpluff in the backline. I wouldn't be surprised to see that, because normally when you see a Ninetales, like, that's a pretty common pairing. But again, I guess we'll see what they bring in. They might even swap out right now, because their Switch Clock should be back up, and they could bring in really anything at this point. Oh, miscount. Good stuff. Anyway, I think I still survive an Icy Wind just barely. I thought they were 1 away, though. I do not live. Okay, well, we're going to play this game out with the idea that our Ninetales or Hydreigon should be able to sweep. Well, okay. They must not be that strong into Hydreigon, I guess, if they bring this back in. They're at 4 right now, so they have a Weather Balm, but now they're completely dry. I think going for a Fly here is the play. It does a little bit more raw damage, and we can build up a lot of energy here, too. Oh. Okay. Oh, I wonder if they just mistapped the switch, and they just came in Ninetales accidentally, because this would have been a lot better to bring into Hydreigon, I'd imagine. But it's also still not even that bad for us. 5. All right, because I can go for just a Fly here, either get a shield or a lot of damage into them, and we'll force energy out of them, too. 7. Wow. I'm kind of surprised they haven't thrown just yet. Are they just sacrificing this? Could be, I guess. They are. Wow. But I should be able to Ember this down before they can get to another move here. And I have a decent health advantage right now on my own Ninetales, so by the time we end up Embering down, we should be able to just win. Yeah, they're in range where 2 knock them out. I'm in range here where they need probably 3 attacks still to KO us, but they do have some bubble damage left over. Gotta keep that in mind. Big Weather Ball, we end up landing it. Yeah, they're down pretty low on HP now. Now, they do have a catch opportunity available, but even if they got it off, like, I don't know. They probably want the bubble damage more than anything, so yeah, we get the win. All right, next battle. We will see Hydreigon into Malamar. Wait, that's a good lead. Okay, we resist Sidewave. They can one-shot us with a superpower if they want to, but that debuffs them. And we also just outpace them straight up here, too. So I see no reason to not just shield this. Even if they foul play bait, like, it's just really worthwhile, I think. There's a good chance there is a Ninetales in the backline here. We'll go for the CMP with a Fly, because I know a Brutal Swing's not quite enough, and even if they do shield this up, I still outpace to 2 more Brutal Swings in the 2s. They do shield, good play by them, but that is perfectly fine by us. They likely do full send this time. They did bait us with a foul play the first move, so we'll see what happens. Big superpower. So now they kind of have to switch out, right? They're debuffed. They get farmed down if they don't. Okay, Feraligatr comes in. That's crazy. We have access to a Mantine that walls this off pretty well, and it can bank a lot of this energy. But we'll see what they do. They do shield that. Interesting. I'm going to try to catch here, but they don't instantly throw. 8, 9, 10. Even if they do knock us out here with 2 Ice Beams, I know that I'm going to chip them down enough, and the fact that I have 2 things in the backline pretty good into Malamar that I'm not that worried about what happens. Okay, they're on crunch and they get a debuff, of course, you know. I guess that is the best case scenario for them. They're at another crunch right now, but really just avoiding this matchup with my Ninetales is not a bad thing. Even if they knock us out here, that actually just gives us more farm ourselves, so maybe don't hate that. All right, well, they bring back in Malamar. They save a lot of energy on that Feraligatr, but they're going to be switch locked in for a while with whatever their final Pokemon is. So we'll see what that's going to be. Down goes the Malamar. It can't do anything else this game because it is dead. Who comes in? They're freaking me out right now. What is happening? Okay. Well, we should be very fine right now. We have back-to-back Brutal Swings. If they switch out to try to go for, like, a combo play, that's why I built up to 2 moves before I ended up throwing. Then I can just go for the CMP Instigator. And if they can't switch out just yet, we guarantee the Corsola goes down. They have to Hydro Cannon our Hydreigon, and then we wing attack down with Mantine. We don't even need our Ninetales, and we get the win. All right, Ramberto, really good battler. Let's see what he's running. Hydreigon into Shadow Annihilate. Uh-oh. Don't like seeing that. We can bring in our Ninetales here. We bait out a Licky Licky, and we've seen this matchup is not as bad as one might expect it to be. And if I can flip switch, or just get shields down, this is not all that bad for me. They have a lot of energy, though, man. But they're gonna have to throw an alignment here. This is gonna be such an odd game. Do we get a shield from this? No. He has to Shadow Ball to knock us out right now. I'm gonna shield this up and hope for the best. They do Body Slam, so good bait. They instantly throw the next one, which is also a smart play. I'm going to double shield here, though, and try to farm down, because I need to flip switch at all costs. Yeah, it is a Shadow Ball. I should be able to farm down now. All right, well, we get the Weather Ball into the Annihilate. Surely we get his shield off of this, right? Oh, maybe I should have just instantly swapped. Okay, we get his shield, so it's probably not a bad play then. This is a pretty good way to neutralize a lot of the damage Annihilate has. Unlike Primeape, though, they do have Stab Rage Fist, which will hurt just a little bit more. All right, we survive that, but now counters are going to add up quite a bit. I have the Twister here. Let's see if we get a shield or a knockout. I would love to see a shield, but probably they let it go. Oh, they do shield. Okay. All right. This is still going to be annoying to knock out, though, because I don't know if this Rage Fist... I don't know if I survive this. I think I might get knocked out, actually. I don't, but I am, like, really low on HP. One single fast move does it. Hmm. I think I have to do this, and I hate it because I'm going to take 90% of my HP, but, like, it's the play. I think that's, like, the only play that I have. And, okay, maybe there's actually a chance. I have a lot of energy on Hydreigon, but I'm very low on HP there. They might try to catch a move from Ninetales, but landing the Weather Ball is really good. They might also just try to catch a move from Hydreigon. Wait, don't I just win, though? I have a Brutal Swing loaded. I think just the Ember damage have put him into Brutal Swing range. There might actually be a chance here. I'll get more Embers against him. As long as I have the Brutal Swing and I can reach it and, like, not somehow get sniped down, I should be fine. Yeah, okay. That was a big roller coaster of a game right there. Annihilate is such a scary Pokemon, but Hydreigon, I guess, it can still farm down a +2 Annihilate, not even a problem. Somehow we get the win. Next opponent. We will see Hydreigon up against Quagsire, Shadow Quagsire at that. Wonder what the moveset is here. It's honestly such a toss-up these days on what moveset people run on this thing. Man, I've been, like, consistently one-turn lagging at the start of every single game, to the point where I'm just never gonna be able to get the right timing against this, but whatever. We don't want good timing, I guess. Try to catch you on Mantine. Doesn't quite work, but it doesn't really matter, because whatever they're gonna throw against us, we do survive. And just chipping them down into a range where I think a Twister could be enough should be pretty good. They're at 7 here, so they have back-to-back Shadow Ball after the next rollout. But I do survive it, and I'm really not that scared of Quagsire. I have a Ninetales, which counters the Quagsire in the backline, especially if I get up a shield. They do full send. And I think I'm outside of range here, where I'd get knocked out by a Mud Shot down if they come back in Quag, so I think I'm in a decent spot. But again, we'll see if they want a shield. I would have loved to see a shield there, but they do let it go. And yeah, they can't really Mud Shot this down, right? They'd take way too much damage, but they're gonna go for it. Alright. I'll go for the Water Pulse just to do as much raw damage as I can. And we'll see if they're gonna go for a charge attack at any point. Okay. I can bank that energy on my guy, coming Ninetales into the Fearow, and we should be fine. Because Ninetales is one of the few Pokemon that can actually outpace these Pokemon that get to move after just 5 fast attacks. I get to move after 4. So I think we're good. I just get to back-to-back here. And I still have that Twister in the backline. I have a lot of energy on my other guy, too. We'll see if we get a shield here, though. They might just let their Fearow go down. Oh, we get a shield? That's really good for us, I think. 5, alright. They double shield, really. It's gonna make things kind of awkward, actually. Not if they do that, though. Wait, now I just win. If they could have, like, danced around a little bit with energy and overfarmed perfectly here, that could have been kind of scary. But I think now that they just do that, I should be in a pretty good spot here. Okay. I think I'm still fine. I could have reacted to this, though, and not taken this, this move here. Oh, well, Stone Edge, that's really good. Now I can go for the Brutal Swing. I have a Twister as well in the back line on my Mantine, so we're good. Shielding that Stone Edge is huge. I was kind of expecting them always to go either for, like, a Mud Bomb or Aqua Tail. I was never really expecting a big move like Stone Edge to be thrown. Like, even if they had it there. Because Hydreigon kind of has to shield everything. But luckily, we're fine no matter what. This just knocks him out, right? I mean, it should. It's a Fearow. Yeah, let's go. GG's. All right, okay, 4-1 set once again here. Not bad at all. 26-34, okay. We're climbing back up. Super fun team here today. I know it's not a perfect lineup. There are a few weaknesses to it, especially like a Carbink is a little bit scary for the team, although we did somehow beat one. But with that said, this team is a lot of fun. If you have a Shadow Hydreigon and you want to give it a go, maybe try this one out. But yeah, thank you for watching. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.